If you feel like your entire life is just work, clean, sleep, repeat until you die, I have good news for you. There is a way for you to wake up and improve the quality of your life by opening your eyes to the truth about who you are and what you are meant to do on this earth. In the 1930s, economist John Maynard Keynes theorized that in the future, people will barely need to work. He assumed that thanks to new ideas, machines, technology, that an hour of labor would produce more work, so we would work less. I wonder what he would say if he looked at us now, in 2022, with our phones in our offices, like a thumb swipe away and just like working constantly from our car, the post office, the kitchen, the places. Work never ends. Most of us are unaware of why we do the things that we do, which can make life feel, I don't know, just a little meaningless. But please don't despair. I'm a certified Enneagram coach and personality expert, and I have 4 questions that will reveal your true personality and allow you to take control of your life. Okay. Question number 1, what do you fear the most? I'm not talking about being afraid of heights or creepy bugs with tons of little legs that crawl across the blah, blah, blah. I'm not talking about that. I am talking about the thing that you are constantly trying to prevent. What do you avoid at all costs? What pattern of behavior illuminates this fear? Understanding your main fear that is embedded in your soul is the first step to changing your life, because you have developed this survival strategy for avoiding this fear that has completely affected the way that you think, feel, and act. Using the ancient typing system of the Enneagram of Personality, I'm going to share with you the 9 main fears that every person on this earth struggles with. 1, fear of being bad. 2, fear of being unwanted. 3, fear of failing. 4, fear of inadequacy. 5, fear of ignorance. 6, fear of fear itself. 7, fear of being deprived. 8, fear of being hurt. And 9, fear of conflict. Once you've identified which of these main fears most resonates with you, it's time to move on to question number 2. What do you desire the most? This is what you're always working for. It's what motivates you to keep going on hard days and what makes you feel like your life is worth living. Your main desire, like your main fear, largely impacts the way you think, act, and feel the way that you do. So I'm going to talk you through the 9 main desires. I want you to listen to each one and see which one really resonates with you. Type 1 desires to be perfect in all ways. You want to look perfect. You want to act like the perfect coworker, the perfect husband, the perfect mom. You want to be good and have integrity in every single thing that you do. Type 2 desires to be adored and appreciated by every single person in their life. Type 3 desires to be extremely successful and wants everybody else in their life to know that they're successful and admire them for it. Type 4 desires to know that your individual self has a lasting impact on this world. You matter. In fact, not only do you matter, but you are like the chosen one, like Harry Potter or something. Type 5 desires to be 100% appropriately qualified in any situation. There is never a situation where you say, I don't know, or I've never heard of this. Nope, you have the energy to exist in this world and your resources are never depleted. Type 6 desires support and stability. You're like a tree that has roots that go like 3 miles from the tree. You're like a house that has been built by the best house builder of all time, and it will never fall down, burn down. It is like an indestructible house. Type 7 desires happiness and contentment. Type 8 desires ironclad protection for yourself and for your loved ones. And type 9 desires inner and outer peace. Now on to the most challenging question of this personality test. Question number 3. What is your biggest struggle? This is the thing that keeps you from understanding yourself, the obstacle that pops up again and again and again and thrusts you headfirst into your main fear. These struggles were originally derived from the monk Evagrius in the 4th century, a long time ago, who theorized that there were like 8 evil thoughts that were the vices of all society, and then those theories became the 7 deadly sins, and that was used as a base for the Enneagram of Personality. Now, before I tell you these struggles, let me just warn you that this is the hardest part of the video, okay? Like, this is really difficult to self-diagnose yourself because we're often blind to our biggest weaknesses. Type 1, resentment. holding on to anger about the imperfections in yourself and in the world around you. Type 2, pride, believing that you alone know what's best for everybody else while simultaneously denying your own needs. Type 3, deceit, putting on this polished persona of this successful, perfect person while simultaneously denying your own authentic self. Type 4, envy, believing that you are tragically flawed and that everybody else has something you don't have, and that's why they're all happier than you. Type 5, avarice, hoarding your resources, both inner and outer, to make sure that the world doesn't deplete them. Type 6, anxiety. I think we can all relate to this one. The constant worry that a worst case thing is going to happen. The what if, the constant monkey mind mentality. Type 7, gluttony, a never-ending search for the next best thing. It's kind of like the grass is always greener. Type 8, lust. And I'm not talking about like, hey, you look good. I'm talking about like pursuing power and control at all costs. And type 9, sloth, denying your own needs, your passions, your desires, your thoughts, your feelings, all in an effort to keep the peace. You basically bury yourself. And finally, the last and most important question, in my opinion, that determines your true personality. Question number 4, what does your unconscious self long for? Now, this is different from your main desire. I desire to have a successful YouTube channel where I make a living doing what I love. However, I unconsciously long to have ironclad reassurance that I am worthy of love no matter what kind of content I produce, no matter what I do or how much money I make. As you listen to these 9 unconscious longings, pay attention to the one that hits you in the gut, the one that you wish were true with every fiber of your being. Type 1, you are enough. Type 2, you are loved and wanted by the people in your life. Type 3, you are worthy of love simply for being who you are. Type 4, your unique and beautiful life matters. Type 5, your needs are not a burden. Type 6, you are standing on solid ground that always protects you and keeps you safe. Type 7, you are sufficient and what you have is sufficient. Type 8, it's okay to be vulnerable. And type 9, your presence matters. Self-awareness is the ability to understand the reasons beneath your emotions and your actions, and this is the big part of this, that you have control over that. Once you understand what makes up the recipe of you, you're more equipped to take control of your life and live it in a way that meaningfully fulfills you. To learn more about your unique Enneagram type, you can click here. To learn what YouTube thinks you'll like to learn, you can click here. Thanks to my amazing patrons for supporting this channel, and I will see you in the next video.